So we need to reframe the approach of how the client comes in the door, not focus on your service and identify what are the key things, the key transformations that your clients want, and then identify within your client roster which ones are the ideal clients that you want to work with, and then
Right.
match those services or outcomes towards those ideal clients in a sales process that is much more relaxed, much more option with more optionality, but also giving them pathways for them to ascend to being a top tier client and onboard with a seamless handoff from sales to onboarding. And I can talk more about that framework
Yeah.
specifically because it's a three-part framework. But that's like the big picture. It all starts in the prospecting and qualification, sales conversation, and framing of your offering instead of selling all of your services, which
Wow.
if we look on LinkedIn, we can tell you some stories.
Well, there's literally about 8 things that you mentioned here in the last 30 seconds that I think we could build an entire 6-month course on. And so we've only got a few minutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let me start with the first thing that you said, because it kind of blew my mind when you said sales is not the end, but the beginning.
Mhm.
I've never heard it put like that. What does that mean exactly?
When we look at any business right now, and if you're wanting to grow or add an extra line of revenue or an extra top line, a large sum or whatever, retention is your number one key focal point. We always think about adding more deals in the pipeline, but how do you have good retention if you don't have the right people in the actual organization that's being
Yeah,
served?
right.
That is a sales situation. That is a sales problem to solve. But on the sales front, the situation that I'm seeing across the board from different founders in different industries, advertising, marketing, selling, software, custom development, like anytime they're selling a service, they focus primarily on here's my ideal industry that I serve.